Yes, English can be weird, it can be understood. Tough, thorough, thought, though. Dude, like, no, seriously, though, like, English might be one of the hardest languages, and knowing some people who had to learn English as a second language, they always rag on me for, bro, why do you have the hardest language out there? How's it going, everyone? My name is Connor, and welcome back to your daily memes. Let's do it. As a huge fan of SpongeBob as a child, I think realistic SpongeBob might be one of the most cursed things I have ever seen. Some things just genuinely don't deserve that level of detail. Like looking at realistic SpongeBob, Squidward, and Patrick right now, I can only imagine what realistic Pretty Patty would look like. If you know, you know. Hey, you look different now. Yes, I'm an IRL image now. Yeah, I swear I've seen the trad wife Giga Chad meme with like the crying like blue haired like girl and like the I don't know, like the soy guy meme. I swear I've seen that literally everywhere I go on Twitter. I cannot open up my timeline for a single second without seeing it plastered with those memes. I can only imagine that the next like 2 to 3 years, we're going to see the memes making fun of how much we've seen these memes. So this was the follow-up image in the meme, and I just completely disagree. I think the guy on the right, IRL, looks like an absolute Giga Chad. I think plenty of people would give a lot to look like the guy on the right, bro. Like, I don't know why this meme is giving so much props to the girl in the front, which, you know, she deserves or the girl in the first image, and just nothing to this guy. I think they both look pretty good IRL, I'm not gonna lie. Today, I also bless you with the original doggo image. Yes, no, based on a real thing. What a beautiful dog. Always blessing my timeline. For a second, I almost said almost cursing my timeline. And also, original. And an in real life recreation, which is pretty accurate. I'm not actually sure how you got a rug like that. One thing I will say is Tom and Jerry as a television show was a show that I watched a lot as a kid. However, after kind of reflecting back on it at a later point, I sometimes really do gotta ask myself, is that show for kids? I mean, just the amount of violence in that show. I mean, I did enjoy it, and I did understand the violence was in context. However, I can only imagine that there have been siblings who would watch Tom and Jerry and then recreate what they saw. I mean, you cannot tell me that is not something that some people would have done. Me. Stop it, Mom. You never make good jokes. Mom. But I made you. Yeah, I feel like jokes like this, I'm always a little bit on edge. Like, I don't know. I feel like especially if I have like kids, when I should say when I have kids, I don't know, any like kind of mistake that like, okay, I know that this isn't like the accident mistake joke or whatever, and I hear that levied around a lot, but that is the last thing I would want to say. Like, I feel like as a parent, you got to be a little bit careful with those types of jokes, and I know that I definitely will. I don't know if I'm going to tiptoe around it, but like, I don't know. I feel like if you just tell your kid that, it has a lot of impact, right? And I also feel like if it wasn't planned, maybe just leave that out. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong and I know I haven't parented, but I sometimes just feel like, I don't know, man, just don't say anything. When you're about to take a bite in a restaurant and Gordon Ramsay walks in with a camera crew, dude, I swear in 6th grade or probably 8th grade, I think I was a little bit older, I had this period where I would just watch hours and hours and hours and hours of kitchen nightmares. I just remember the craziest. It was Amy's Kitchen or whatever, where she actually like blew up on Gordon Ramsay and it went super viral on the internet. Apparently there's more to that story than meets the eye, but you know, since I just don't care enough, I never looked into it. But yeah, I remember I'd always watch Kitchen Nightmares and see the most insane things ever. It really did make me question things when I bought food from somewhat sketchy or rundown diners. I'm like, is there I don't know, a mole infestation in the back? Like, I don't even know at this point. Grandmothers, when they offer you something to eat, but you tell them that you are not hungry, I'm not suggesting anymore. Eat. Yeah, look, I'm just going to say it. Whenever you have a family member or whenever, honestly, anyone prepares food for you, I mean, that might be you go to a friend's house, that might be a family member. Whenever you are prepared food, even if you are not that hungry, even if it doesn't look that appetizing, man, just eat it. Trust me. Nobody. Japanese Peter Griffin. And as you can see, Peter Griffin's chin is censored. Yeah, if you understand this meme, then shame on you. I'm just kidding. No shame. I will say, though, this is pretty funny. This is definitely something that either you understand, or if you don't understand, you don't understand it, but I also cannot explain it to you. And if you are someone who understands, then you can understand why I can't explain to those who don't understand what it is. And if you don't understand, then you're probably confused, so I'm just going to go on to the next meme. Most World War I troops. I have the reliable M1903 Springfield. I got it from my expedition in Mexico. Other trooper. I have the new M1917 Enfield. Russian troopers. Do you have a rifle? Man, I don't even have boots. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have gotten to this point in your history class or whatever, but World War I and even World War II, the Russian military strategy was really just throw as many people at the enemy as possible. I will say, though, that at least in World War II, from my knowledge, that they had pretty good advantage during the cold winters because they understood how to deal with that better. I think the German soldiers actually sent their soldiers in without coats or at least proper equipment for the cold. So after World War I, Russia at least realized give the troops some coats. Let's watch this fireworks video that I took a year ago. Said nobody ever. This reminds me of when people go to concerts and they post literally 60 parts on their Snapchat or Instagram story. Like my friend, I don't know how to explain this to you, but I do not care. It is not as if I am there with you. In fact, pay attention to the concert, man. You seem to be paying more attention to recording it for me to quickly skip through it and not even care. Like that is not a good use of a lot of money that I know that you spent on that ticket. Oh my God. They made Bear Grylls into a real thing. All I know about Bear Grylls is he was on a survival show, and all I know about the survival show that Bear Grylls was on is once I was at a tennis camp, and they had it on TV, and the only scene I saw was him taking a big fat munch into an animal eyeball. It exploded everywhere, and I will never watch that show ever again. When my parents use my phone, I stand by them like this. Yeah, absolutely. It is probably one of the most nerve-wracking things. Even though I have nothing in my camera roll, I don't get weird text messages, and there's nothing hiding on my phone that may or may not be hidden in a secret app that looks like a calculator but needs a password. Wink, wink. No, but I don't know, even though I always get super nervous. 10-year-old me in Minecraft Creative. Let me just say that 10-year-old me did do this, at least in Pocket Edition on my iPad, but even 20-year-old me went into a creative Minecraft world and just gave myself the most decked out stuff and still lost against the Ender Dragon. I don't know how either.